Hello everyone. I thought we'd do a quick pumpkin check, and I just discovered something nasty. I'll show you. Let's go with the good news. Okay, so we've got that one, and there's this one. It's kind of little. I'd say about this, a little bigger than a softball. And there's some flowers. And there's some little baby ones. Of course, it's, October, so they're not going to amount to anything. And there's this one. We'll see how far it gets. And I see... Oh. Let's see if I can find it here. That one. Yeah. But then I came out here and I was like, well, where's the first one? Oh, there's another one. Well, I was like, well, where's the first one? I don't see it. So I was looking just now. And then I was like, oh no. Where did I find it? Here. It's pumpkin goo. Something got to it or something, and now it's nothing. So that was my good one. That was my big one. So, but I have that one, and potentially that one, and I really only need one. If I have 3 small ones, I think I know what I can do with them. So that's the pumpkin check. I don't know if we'll have another one before Halloween. We'll see. There's some things in the works. Let's just put it that way. So let's head back inside. Okay. And we're back. Let's see. Daisy wants to show you something. Hold on. Okay. Change scarves. Rolled one was the Minnesota Twins, our Minnesota baseball team. Season's over, at least for us. So changed scarf, and there was this brand new one. It's kind of big on her. But I can't tell if those are feathers or leaves. But either way, kind of have a fallish thing to it. So, yeah. Yeah. She was very adamant that I do that right now. And I decided long ago that someday let me back up. She asks me for hugs and kisses and to be held a lot. And someday she's not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to hug her and kiss her and pick her up. And I would. I'm working very hard here. I would rather I don't want that day and wish that I had picked her up more. I think you know what I mean. So when she wants it, she gets it. So, okay, enough of that. Okay, so I'm titling this Cinnamon and Lady. So who were they? Since I kind of threw them into the video last week or Sunday, whatever. Cinnamon was our, as far as my brother and I, our first dog. She was a surprise. We had been begging for a dog, like most kids, and I was 9 years old. I remember it was the week after my birthday, and the week, which was also the week before his birthday. So it was a Saturday, and most Saturdays, Mom and I would go out shopping and running errands together. And so that's what we were doing. And she pulls to this one building in downtown. It was like you walk through the doors, and then there was like this kind of a courtyard, and then like 4 or 5 different businesses away from that. So there was like a framing business, an insurance business, and stuff like that. So she pulls in the building, and she goes, "Let's go in here." And I remember thinking, that's weird because we never go in there. It's like, why are we going in here? So we walk in, and all I hear was barking. And here, that entire front area, there were all these metal cages and circular runs, and each one had a dog or a few little dogs or whatever. And so we just kind of, walked around. There was a few cats too. These were mostly dogs. And I remember we got to this, there was this one, it was this round wire thing. And there were three puppies inside. And they were all tossing and playing and wrestling like puppies do. And we were watching, and eventually 2 of them decided to take a nap. So they laid down, side by side. Well, the third puppy apparently still wanted to play. So that one jumped on top of the other 2, and of course that then created And my mom she pointed to that third puppy, and she goes, "I want to see that one." And I couldn't believe what she was saying. So the person standing there got out the puppy, and there was a lot of holding and talking and whatever, and we ended up going home with her. And I remember they said that she was half German Shepherd, half Terrier, which I accepted because, I was a kid. And named her Cinnamon. We couldn't come up with a name, so Mom started looking through her spice cabinet. And finally she comes out of the house and she goes, "How about Cinnamon?" We're like, "Okay, that sounds great." So she was a great dog. She, at our old house, she lived outside. She was tied to a tree on a very long line, so she had a lot of space to walk around. She had a very, very well insulated dog house, and then she had my father built we called it her kitchen. So it looked kind of like a lean-to. So her food and her water sat inside. So if it was raining or whatever, her head would not. There was like kind of a half roof, so her head wouldn't get wet, and try to keep her food dry and stuff like that. Because that's how my parents were raised. My parents were raised. Yeah, you had your dog on the farm or whatever, and it lived outside, and that's the way it was. As I got older, I started questioning the whole terrier thing. What do you mean terrier? And as I learned about dogs, and then after, especially when I started vet tech school, I was like, I wanted to get to the bottom of this. And it's like, well, you find out that terrier isn't really it's not a look like poodle. Terrier is more of a behavior, or it's more like traits rather than a look, And so if you look at the list of terrier breeds, they're so different. I mean, your Boston Terrier looks nothing like the Yorkshire Terrier, which looks nothing like, there's the Cairn Terrier, which looks a little bit like the Yorkshire, but not really. The Cairn Terrier is a little bit bigger. Your West Highland Terrier, they're very different. So how can they say terrier? So I was like, okay. So I was bound. I had her picture. Any dog expert I came across, I asked, but no one really had any answer. Well, her second to last vet visit, I was sitting in the waiting room, and we're sitting there, and she's sitting there on the floor next to me, and this guy comes out to pay, and I'm looking at his dog, and I'm looking at the dog, and I look down at Cinnamon, and I looked at his dog, and I looked down at Cinnamon, and it's like, boing. Beagle. Not a terrier. But it's like the face was the same, the ears were the same, the front, the legs were the same. She had, as you could probably see, she did. You could see the German Shepherd. You can see the German Shepherd, kind of the general coat color. Both dogs have that saddle shape on the back. But I always knew she didn't have the German Shepherd ears. I didn't know what kind of ears she had. So at the end of her life, I found out, okay, German Shepherd Beagle, which is kind of an interesting combination. And then Lady was still really didn't know. I never did find out what she was. She was my school dog. In vet tech school, in your last quarter, you get, they get these, dogs, or cats, from the pound, and so they don't have homes, and they've got any variety of health problems, and then we work them up and fix them up, and at the end of the quarter, we can either adopt them and take them home, or anybody at the school can, teachers, anybody. And so Lady, it took a while to figure it out, but she had tapeworms, and she got spayed while she was at school. After I brought her home, we did find a big thing of melanoma on the inside of her thigh. Got that removed. But she was a good dog. And both dogs, their lives ended at the vet's office, and but I have many memories of both dogs, so yeah. And then after Lady, I went 2 years without a dog. I did not mention Nikki. I don't know if I've talked about Nikki, Mom's little Yorkie, and because she was Mom's dog. Yes, she lived in the house. It was our first house dog, but she was Mom's dog. And while I helped take care of her, and I held her and played with her and the whole thing, she wasn't mine. It's just like after we got Daisy, and, Daisy isn't Mom's. She's Grandma, but she's not Mom's. And so she went a few years before she felt she was ready for another dog, and that's how we got Mindy. So, So that's why I did not include Nikki, although I really wrestled with that, but I did not include Nikki in the video just for that reason. So, I think that's it. Yeah, I gotta get started on the, I gotta get started on Sunday's video. Okay, so, see you in the comments. Bye.